So what was the point I was making with that? Who's reading my mind out there? Anybody? No? Somebody's reading my mind. Yeah, there you go. Come on, Kate.
I think Kate, yeah, I think you were pointing to page 153.
Yes, that's
When,
exactly what I was doing.
When she talks about the appreciation for the meaning and significance of being created in the image of a free God.
A free God.
To be called home is to be called to a free space where Black bodies can live into the fullness of who they are.
Where the hell is that?
That is on page 153. Oh, yeah, where is it?
Yeah, where
is
that?
it? No, good. Yeah.
Where's this free space where you
Yeah.
can be full?
Right.
Because that's where I went to Atiana Jefferson and Bowdoin John. They were in their homes, and that space sure wasn't free. So now your home can be invaded. That man was sitting down eating some ice cream. Eating some ice cream in his house and was shot to death. I really think if that was a white woman, she wouldn't have shot her. She would have maybe thought, what the hell where am I in the wrong? What? And what's funny, she went up an extra flight of stairs. Didn't your muscle memory tell you was? I was thinking, what do I need to do to my front door? Should I put a big mirror on front of my door and say, this is not your damn house? What do you need to do? How do you walk into somebody else's house? Do you imagine? And then the defense, I feared for my life. Do you imagine how scared he was? Sitting in your own house. There is no free space. There's no free space. Where do I get to be my full human self? Where? Where is that space? It's not at church. It's not in my living room.
Well, and that's a woman's problem too.
Yeah. 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 Where do you get to be who you are? Gosh, for that symposium, I had on a pair of Spanx. Do y'all know what Spanx are? Talk about liberation. That's the opposite. Talk about a bondage. Michael, do you know what Spanx are? No, okay. Google it. It ain't right, is what it is. It ain't right. Why did I have that? And I told them, I told one of the women, Brenda Blackhawk, I said, listen, girl. I said, if I pass out, and y'all need to call the paramedics, you tell them I got on some Spanx. They might need to cut me out. Spanx are new time girdles, is what they are. Do y'all know what Spanx? They're newfangled girdles. Why did I do that to myself? Why did I do that? And you know that thing started at 8:30 to 5?
Oh yeah, there they are. Whoa.
You Googled it? Yep.
Total body.
Yep.
Where does it go then?
Yeah, it was bad.
The undistributed middle.
It was bad.
So what'd you do with the Spanx?
I rolled them off. And I got out of there. Ooh, no, I still have. Did you see the price? No, I didn't throw those things away. So this free space where you can be who you are. Where's this space? Yeah.
I'm
Please
sorry,
do.
I am talking.
Don't
more
apologize.
than-
Just
well,
talk. They ain't talking.
apologize.
Somebody's got to talk.
Last week, I went to one of the listening sessions for the City of St. Paul that Melvin Carter was hosting, and this one of the they had us into groups like we're here tonight, and we would answer these various questions, and one of the questions was, where do you feel safe? And I had to say, as a white woman, I'm safe pretty much anywhere. I mean, I'm not at night alone, yeah, but I'm sitting at a table full of people who are not safe anywhere.
Yeah.
So, that brought it home to me in a way that I didn't really, I just have to own that. I don't have to worry about the police doing anything to me.
Right. Right. Yeah.
I don't know. I had two of my hubcaps off and kept getting arrested. I figured they thought I was an immigrant in my old car.
You got arrested?
Well, no, stop.
Oh, geez.
Big
Louise.
fine.
There is a difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
There's a big difference.
Okay, I heard what Kate said about I'm safe anywhere. Yes, I am. But I'm torn apart to think that other people are not. Anyone. I wouldn't care what they look like or anything. And I am absolutely amazed that you can be so laugh about it or something but it really tears me apart to think that that's the way you live all the time. And, you hear stories about, this woman goes into the store and she walks up to the jewelry counter. So all the clerks start rushing over
Oh, yeah.
to watch her.
Oh, yeah.
And then I went to Macy's last week. My nephew was there and he had to do some shopping. I said, okay, I'll go with you. So we went to Macy's. And while I was waiting for him to find his stuff, I read the sign at the entrance of the store where it talked about, we treat everyone with respect here. It doesn't matter what color your skin, what your preferences are, if you're a gay or whatever. And if anyone in this store does not treat you I wish I had a picture of it, does not treat you
Wow.
with respect, then you go report it.
Good.
And that clerk may lose her or his job. We are not going to put up with it. It's stuff like that I was so glad for. I came home and told about it, and I told my nephew about it, and
Yeah.
but I feel brokenhearted. I'm sorry. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I'm really sad to think of how I can walk out and be free and
Yeah.
say what Kate said. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, but
Yeah. That's a different level of freedom to be able to move around and carry that free space with you. You know what? If a glass of water appeared up here, I would be so happy. Y'all be my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's sometimes I think about how certain people can live more relaxed, and sometimes it's just because there's a different reality there. Thank you, appreciate it. A different reality. For me to run to the store, I'm very conscious about where my hands are, whether or not I put them in my pocket. I can't keep a thought in my head. Like if I say, okay, I'm going to run in the store, I need to get this, this, and this. I'm saying that in my house. By the time I get to the car, shoot, that is gone. Now, I can remember two of the things. By the time I get to the store, oh, forget it. So I make a list. I know, put it on my phone. That's too much work. That's too high tech for me because I got to cross it off. Don't you like the feeling of crossing it off? And then if you remember something when you're in the store, do you write it down to cross it off? Oh, I like to write it down. Yes, I write it down and then cross it off. I feel like, that's right, we are out of mustard. And then cross it off. It feels good. So I'm in the store. Where is my list? Damn it, it's in my purse. Shit. Do I open up my purse and go, Bob, I'm getting ready to cry. Do I open up my purse and get out my list? So it's like, okay, well, let me try to be I gotta have this list because it's not 3 things, it's a list. Okay, so I'm going to try to be as out in the open as possible and open my purse and, oh, where's my list? Where's my list? So I can pull out my list and a pen, and I'm just getting these 2 things. I remember one time I was just very recently, I was getting one thing. I can't even remember what it was. I got the one thing, and the little girl at the counter, I shouldn't say little girl, the young woman at the counter, she says, oh, would you like your receipt? I said, girl, give me my, yes. I don't have a bag. I'm walking out with a thing in it. Yes, I want a receipt. Are you kidding me? I'm not going down for this. I can't remember what it was. I'm not going down for a pack of gum. Yes, give me my receipt. Jeez. So sometimes life is different for different people because the pressure just isn't there. If my kid falls out in the store, it's because they're a kid that didn't get their way. It's not because I'm a welfare queen that is trying to, milk the system or whatever bad, horrible thing I can do. And carrying some of those things and not feeling safe in different places, especially at church, and prejudging people, especially when I get it terribly wrong. This is a funny story. So, and sad at the same time. Isn't it all? It's funny and it's sad. So I have 2 choices most of the time. I can laugh or I can cry. So before I was coming here, I was putting on some mascara and I thought if I do this should stop me from crying. Because then I won't be all, because it's recorded, people see it. Okay. So when I got that first call in Delphus, Ohio, that's where it's called. Does anybody know where Delphus is? Anybody ever heard of Delphus? No, you haven't. Only people that know where Delphus is are the people that live in Delphus. Those are the only people that know where Delphus is. Oh, but Delphus is a Catholic town. There are 7,000 people in Delphus, Ohio, and 6,000 people attend the Catholic Church, St. John's. And so when they were interviewing me over the phone, they said, this is a Catholic town. Are you going to be okay with that? So I'm cracking up. I was like, that's a thing? What are you talking about? Yeah, sure, why not? So that was 2011. I was there 2011 to 2014. And that people still, at that time, would say, she married a Catholic. She married a Lutheran. They would whisper, she married a Catholic. She married a Lutheran. That was still a thing. I was like, oh, that's what you meant by intermarriage. Oh, okay. I see. Scandalous. Oh, anyway. All right. Bob Marley says, every man thinks his burden is the heaviest. Who feels it knows it. There you go. You feel it, you know it. Fine. So what was the point I was going to make with Delphus? Who's reading my, Kate, you're reading my mind. Come on, girl. I just spaced out. Okay, so, thanks, Kate. Kate's like, I'm not even listening to you, girl. Okay, so, oh yeah, funny stories, that's it. So I wanted this call to work. I had already graduated from seminary in 2009, but you have to have a call in order to be ordained. So here I was in my mother's basement, 2 kids, desperately in need of a first call. The way I got this call was because I was doing pulpit supply. So if a pastor was sick or out of town or whatever, then you could preach for them and they would pay you. So I was like, out by the side of the road, we'll preach for food. So, And here I was, 2 degrees, and it got to the point where it's like we have to apply for food stamps. I mean, it was really bad. I was working at the mall, trying to just do whatever I could. My husband had a couple of little part-time jobs. We were just hustling. It's not supposed to be this way. Because I had male counterparts who, just, they had gifts for the ministry. There. What do you think about that? That was nice, wasn't it? They had gifts. They had gifts. And they also had the right last names, and they had connections. So there you go. Okay. Do what?
An argument for
There. An argument for celibacy, says one. So then, so I was preaching, and I was going to be at this one church for like 3 weeks because that pastor was on vacation, and then this and that, whatever. So while I was preaching there, it was the gospel text where the disciples had fished all night and they caught nothing, right? And I had mentioned that that's how I felt. I did all of the things, and I had nothing. And so one of the parishioners, her brother was the bishop in Northwestern Ohio Synod. So she called her little brother and said, hey, this woman should not be without a call. So that's how I got the call there. Is that crazy? That I had to know somebody? Tangentially. This woman didn't know me, but she knew me for 3 weeks. So she called her brother, and church time moves slowly. So anyway, one thing led to another. I interviewed with them over the phone, and 6 months into it, I found out that they said that they hung up the phone with me, and they said, oh, if she were white, we would tell the bishop to draw up the papers right now. But because you're black, we decided to, quote, sleep on it for a week. I should have known that then, but they didn't tell me that then. I should have known that then. Maybe that would have made different choices, because that decision could have cost my family their lives. Anyway, so I'm there at the meet and greet, and there is this old guy. His name is Harry Dunlap. And this is the fellowship hall. I'm talking, shaking hands, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this old white guy coming towards me. I don't know if he had a cane or not, but it took him a while. His walk was hindered. His gait was slow. And I'm on the move. I was like, this old white man's not getting me. Hell no. I'm taking off, Michael. I said, hell no. I'm out. I'm walking, shaking hands. Oh, no, here he comes. Boop. Nope. Hell no. He's not getting me. Nope. Shaking hands. Oh, shit. Here he comes. Nope. I'm just walking. He's not getting me. Not a chance. Because he's going to say something stupid to me, and I'm going to have to refuse this call, but I need this call. No way. No. Here he comes. So I'm talking. I lose sight of him because, whoop, there he is right there. Damn it. He says, well, hi, Angela. I just want you to know that I welcome you and your family here to Delphus, and I'm so glad that you're going to be our pastor. You see what racism does to people? You see what that does to people? So when Harry Dunlap was dying, and his family was there, and I was at his bedside, and gosh, I don't know if he could hear me or not. And I told him that story. I said, Harry, I always wanted to apologize to you, but it's always so awkward. It just wasn't the right time. And you always think you have more time. And I told him in front of his family, I said, Harry, that was so wrong of me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I judged you that way. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me, Harry. It's a funny story, but it's not funny. Yeah. Harry Dunlap, beautiful man, welcomed me, and I think he did love me. One of the women there at that church, she wrote a letter to the bishop, and she says, I think that woman should go back and preach among her own people. She should go back to her own people. Baby, I would if I could. You think? I am in Delphus, Ohio, woman. We were the only black family in that town. The only black family. You think I want to be here? I can't even get hair products. You think I want to be the only black family? Are you crazy? You want to talk about being scared. To this day, when my husband and I drive to any kind of rural setting, I can't remember where we were going, but very recently, he said, you know, he loves the outdoors. He said, I used to love the outdoors. He said, but now when I see these cornfields, and he said, and I see this farm equipment, he said, I just get chills. He said, it's so scary. It's in our bodies. And I said, yeah, I get all tense. My shoulders tense up, and I get afraid. And I feel very unsafe because we're out there in rural Ohio, and it just takes me back to when we could just lose our lives just because, you know, just because. The Confederate flags, all of the, whew,